What's up, guys? I'm LQ. This is the LQ Review, and I'm here to give my rundown on what I think about these Oscar nominations. And boy, oh boy, it is the year of Joker, right? Not only did it make $1 billion, but now it is nominated for 11 Academy Awards. So let's kind of run down these awards, and I'll talk about things that stand out. I'm also going to give my prediction on who's going to win each one of these. So we'll start with Best Picture. Best Picture, you've got Ford v Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. Now, Jojo Rabbit was my favorite movie of the year. Loved it. Thought it was wonderful. But I don't think it's going to win this one. I really don't think it's going to win Best Picture. I just think that there's too many movies on here that would be really attractive to Academy voters. Parasite, I don't think is going to win, but I do think it's going to win some awards. So we'll talk about that in a minute. I think that there's two frontrunners here, in my opinion, for Best Picture, and I think that they are 1917 and Joker. I mean, how can Joker not be a frontrunner given the fact that it has 11 Academy Award nominations? I think that automatically is going to make it a frontrunner. I think 1917 is going to has a real strong shot here also because it's just one of those. It just strikes me as one of those Academy darling type movies, that the type of movie that the Academy wants to vote for. And Sam Mendes did say that his grandfather's stories inspired this, and I think that's wonderful. I think the Academy will eat that up. So if I had to pick one, though, I'd give my vote to the Joker. I think Joker is going to win Best Picture. It's going to be the first comic book movie ever to win Best Picture, and breaking through barriers, busting through the glass ceilings, and winning some awards for comic book movies, because I think Joker is going to walk away with a few. So my prediction is Joker, but I think don't discount 1917. I think 1917 has a strong shot. In fact, I think if 1917 won, it's almost a coin toss for me between the two. But I'll give it to Joker. All right, lead actor. Antonio Banderas in Pain and Glory, Leonardo DiCaprio, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Adam Driver from Marriage Story, Joaquin Phoenix from Joker, Jonathan Pryce from The Two Popes. This is Joaquin Phoenix's. He's going to win for the Joker, hands down. No contest. This is his award. So the rest are just participation awards. Thank you for playing. Because this is going to be the Joaquin Phoenix's for Joker. Lead actress. This one actually had me kind of scratching my head on which one I thought was a front runner. You got Cynthia Erivo from Harriet, Scarlett Johansson from Marriage Story. By the way, Scarlett Johansson is nominated twice. Once for supporting actor, once for lead actress. So Scarlett Johansson from Marriage Story, Saoirse Ronan from Little Women, Charlize Theron from Bombshell, and Renee Zellweger for Judy. I kind of feel like I want to say Scarlett Johansson, but I don't think Marriage Story, even though Marriage Story has been nominated for a number of awards, I don't think it's going to walk away with any. I really don't. I just don't think I just don't think that the Academy is ready to vote for movies that premiered on streaming services. I could be wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong. I'll tell you why hopefully in a little bit, because I really hope I'm wrong. But I just don't know if they're ready for that yet. I just feel like the Academy has a history of being bullish on breaking through barriers, and this is definitely a barrier. So I want to say Scarlett Johansson, but I'm going to go with Cynthia Erivo from Harriet. The Academy has also made some very intentional strides in being more inclusive and diverse in their decisions, and I think this is an easy one to give it to Cynthia Erivo for Harriet. So that's what I'm going with for lead actress. Supporting actor, you got Tom Hanks, Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, which I loved. It's one of my top movies of the year. Anthony Hopkins, The Two Popes, Al Pacino, The Irishman, Joe Pesci, The Irishman, and Brad Pitt, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. For me, this is hands down, easy call, Joe Pesci from The Irishman. Now, I know that it's premiered on a streaming service, but it also had several premieres in theaters as well. It did have a very limited run in theaters, and I feel like Netflix did this because they knew that they had a award contender on their hand. So for me, out of those 5 performances, Joe Pesci's was easily the best. Just leaps and bounds beyond the others. So that's who I'm giving it to. In fairness, I haven't seen The Two Popes yet, and Anthony Hopkins is great. But this one has got to be Joe Pesci. Supporting actress, Kathy Bates from Richard Jewell, Laura Dern from Marriage Story, Scarlett Johansson from Jojo Rabbit, Florence Pugh from Little Women, and Margot Robbie from Bombshell. I am giving this one to Scarlett Johansson. I love Jojo Rabbit, and she was great in it. I think that Margot Robbie, I'd love to see her win. I'm a big fan of Margot Robbie, so I'd be happy with that. But I'm going with Scarlett Johansson on this one. All right, Best Director, Martin Scorsese from The Irishman, Todd Phillips from The Joker, Sam Mendes from 1917, Quentin Tarantino, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Bong Joon-ho from Parasite. I'm going Sam Mendes. Sam Mendes directed The Snot out in 1917. That was his, clearly it was his vision, and I just loved it. So I'm going with Sam Mendes, 1917. I think Todd Phillips could win for Joker. I think it'd be real easy, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if he did. I believe that The Irishman was just too long. Too long. I think that somebody who deserves Best Director would have cut that movie down some. That movie did not have to be as long as it was. So I'm going with Sam Mendes. All right, Animated Feature. How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World, I Lost My Body, Klaus, Missing Link, and Toy Story 4. I'll tell you who I want to win. I want Klaus to win. Klaus, out of those movies, and I've seen all of them except for I Lost My Body. I haven't seen that one. But out of the rest, Klaus was by far the best. It was a beautifully animated movie, and it resonated. It stuck with me. And I even talked in some of my videos about how Klaus is a movie that just completely stuck with me. And I loved it. I don't think it's going to win, though, because it premiered on Netflix. And like I said, the Academy, I just feel like they're not ready for that yet. So I feel like Missing Link is going to win this one. It already won the Golden Globe. So I feel like Missing Link is the clear favorite, but Klaus should win because it was by far the best animated movie out of those. Animated shorts, I didn't see any of those, so I can't really comment on any of them. Adapted screenplay, you had The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, and The Two Popes. Jojo Rabbit was my favorite. Again, my favorite movie of the year. But I think Joker's going to win Best Adapted Screenplay. I really do. I think Joker's going to walk away with a lot of awards. And I don't know. I just don't see Little Women winning this one. Again, The Irishman, it was a really good movie. I just feel like there's a lot of stuff that was wrong with it also. So I think Joker is easily the winner here for Best Adapted Screenplay. And it'll right or wrong. Right? It'll right or wrong because Logan should have won Best Adapted Screenplay a couple years ago. So let's right that wrong and get a comic book movie Best Adapted Screenplay. Best Original Screenplay. You had Knives Out by Rian Johnson, Marriage Story by Noah Baumbach, 1917 by Sam Mendes, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood by Quentin Tarantino, and Parasite. So I think Best Original Screenplay, I think it's going to go to Knives Out. I really do. For whatever, I just have, call it a gut feeling, but I think Knives Out is going to get Best Original Screenplay. Rian Johnson has gotten a lot of love from critics, gotten a lot of love from voting members of the Academy, and I was a little surprised that it didn't get a Best Picture nomination, Knives Out. It was good. It was one of my top 10 movies of the year. But I think Knives Out missed my top 10, didn't it? That's okay. It was a really good movie, a really strong movie, and I just feel like he's going to get a bone thrown to him here. I feel like he's going to get a nice little bone thrown to him because I think Quentin Tarantino could easily get this. I think Sam Mendes could easily get this, but for whatever reason, I just feel like Rian Johnson's going to get a bone thrown to him for Knives Out. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Best Cinematography, you got The Irishman, you got Joker, The Lighthouse, 1917, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This is going to be 1917 also. This is the extended shots in this movie, the single shots that have been, extended to longer shots. They're just wonderful. The cinematography in this in 1917 is beautiful, and it's gonna win Best Cinematography, I think. Best Documentary Feature, I didn't see any of those, so I can't comment. Best Documentary Short, can't comment. Live action short, didn't see any of those, can't comment. International feature, Corpus Christi, Honeyland, Les Mis, Pain and Glory, and Parasite. We all know who's going to win this one. Parasite is going to win Best International Film. The rest are just participation awards. Thank you for playing. Parasite wins. Film editing. We got Ford v Ferrari, The Irishman. Irishman can't get film editing. It was too long. Ford v Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, and Parasite. I think this is a coin toss for a few of them. I feel like Ford v Ferrari, Joker, Parasite, I think all of those are possibilities for film editing. Maybe even Jojo Rabbit. Honestly, I think any of those could get it. I'm gonna go with Parasite. I'm gonna go with Parasite. But I think any of them except for The Irishman could get it, to be honest with you. Best sound editing, Ford v Ferrari, Joker, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. I'm going with Ford v Ferrari on this one. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Just the sound was put together in a great way, especially like the race scenes, things of that nature, the car scenes. That was well done. So I go with Ford v Ferrari on that. And I'm actually going to go with Ford v Ferrari on sound mixing as well. Let's see, production design. You got The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. I know I'm biased on this one, but I'm going Jojo Rabbit for production design. It was just, the production was, it just looked wonderful. You know, they had to recreate Nazi Germany and do it in kind of this realistic but kind of fantastical way. And it was really well done. So I know I'm a little biased on this one, but I'm going with Jojo Rabbit for production design. Best original score. All right. This is going to make some people mad. Best original score. We got Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917, and Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. My pick is Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. Hands down, nobody even comes close. Stop throwing stuff at the screen now. It's Star Wars. Listen. First of all, say what you will about The Rise of Skywalker. The score was wonderful. Even during the messy parts of the movie, the score was still wonderful. And guys, it's John Williams, and I know he says it's his last movie ever. It may or may not be, but what a way to cap a career with the Academy Award for a Star Wars movie. So I think it's going to go to John Williams. Best original song. You've got I Can't Let You Throw Yourself Away, Toy Story 4. I'm Gonna Love Me Again, Rocket Man. I'm Standing With You, Breakthrough. Into the Unknown, Frozen 2. And Stand Up, Harriet. I think it's going to go to I'm Gonna Love Me Again from Rocket Man. But I think it should go to Into the Unknown by Frozen 2. It was a good song. It was a nice ballad. But I think Rocket Man has this one hands down. Let's see. Makeup and hair. We got Bombshell, Joker, Judy, Maleficent, and 1917. I think Joker's the easy one on this one, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say Bombshell. I'm going to say Bombshell for makeup and hair. Costume design. We got The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I feel like this one's going to be Once Upon a Time in Hollywood's win, right? It was nominated a lot of times, and I haven't picked it to win any. I feel like this is going to be it. Costume design for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This is really, really good costumes. The whole look of it was really well done. Visual effects. This is the last one. Visual effects. Avengers Endgame, The Irishman, 1917, The Lion King, and Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. And again, somewhat controversial here. I don't think it's going to be Avengers Endgame, even though Thanos as a fully realized CGI character was wonderful. I don't think it's going to be Avengers Endgame. I don't think it's going to be The Irishman. The de-aging technology was really well done, but I don't think it's going to be that one. I don't think it's going to be 1917. So between The Lion King and The Rise of Skywalker, I think it's going to be Lion King. I mean, say what you will. Some people loved it. Some people hated it. Some people despised it. Some people were in the middle on it, whatever. The visuals were beautiful. Nobody can tell me that there was a movie this year that had better special effects, better visual effects than The Lion King. Because it was photorealistic. Like I said, say what you want about the movie, like it or hate it. but it was photorealistic. So I'm going with Lion King for best visual effects. So, hey guys, this is all just my opinion, what I think. You could think something completely different, and that's perfectly fine, because right now, it's all just conjecture. It's all just speculation. So we know who our nominees are now, and we're gonna have to wait to figure out who wins and who wins the prediction contest, who wins the I told you so contest. So why don't you guys take a minute and tell me so? What do you think is going to win? What do you think is going to win best picture, best actor, best supporting actor, actress, supporting actress, director? Who do you think are going to win these awards? Best animated feature. Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear what you say. I'd love to hear whether you agree or disagree with any of my predictions, but make sure you leave a comment and let me know what you think. So guys, thank you so much for joining me here. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I've talked about a lot of movies, talked about a lot of Survivor stuff, talked about a lot of TV. So make sure you subscribe to my channel. And as always, thank you for being here at the LQ Review, where we talk about all of the geeky, nerdy stuff that we love to talk about. And until next time, we'll see you later.